Hi 7th graders, welcome to video lesson 2.3D, dividing rational numbers. We're going to be using fractions today. So this is part 4 of 4, so congratulations, you've made it to part 4. So let's begin. Just some key ideas. When you multiply or divide rational numbers, we use the same rules as if we had integers. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. Please take a minute and take a look at this key idea here. And the word reciprocal simply means to take a fraction and flip it. So let's take a look here. If we have negative 2 1/2 and we're dividing it by 4/9, dividing by a number is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So now we multiply straight across. We make one large fraction, put the numerators together, -1 times 9, and put the denominators together to get 2 times 4. We get a final answer of -9/8. Reduce that. Those of you still having trouble, remember 9 is being divided by 8. 8 goes into 9 one time. There's 1 left over, so the final solution is -1 and 1/8. Okay, -1 and 1/8. Do not leave your answers improper. Okay, for this next example, we have mixed numbers, and if we take a look at -5 1/5 divided by 2, we see that that estimates to about 2.5 negative. So we're going to find the real solution and then make sure that that's a reasonable answer when we're finished. So we're going to take our problem and we're going to write both fractions as improper. So we're going to take our denominator, 5 times the whole number 5, to get 25 plus 1, 26. So this is how we get -26/5. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, which is how we get 7/3. Now what we want to do is keep times the reciprocal. And from here we multiply straight across. So we're going to multiply -26 times 3 over 5 times 7. So we get -78/35, and we can divide that out. 35 goes into 78 2 times, with 8 left over, so we get a final answer of -2 and 8/35. So the quotient, remember quotient means the answer to a division problem. And was our answer about 2.5 reasonable? Yes. So over here you'll see a quick reminder of your positive and negative rules. So if you need to write this down, please go ahead and do so. So let's take a look at 3 1/4 divided by -1 and 1/8. What we need to do first is make these improper. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13, so we get 13/4. Divided by 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so we get -9/8. And now we can rewrite it as times the reciprocal. So we get 13/4 times -8/9. What we can do is take a look at 4 and 8 and cross reduce. 4 and 8 share a factor of 4, so 4 divided by 4 is 1. -8 divided by 4 is -2. Now we can make one large fraction, 13 times negative 2, and our denominators is 1 times 9, to give us a solution of negative 26 over 9, and we reduce. 9 goes into 26 2 times, 8 left over at a 9. Okay, for these two examples, please take a minute to solve them on your own, and I'll go over the solutions once you're done. So now will be a good time to pause. So for number 1, we have negative 6 over 5 times the reciprocal, which would be 2 over 1. Negative times negative is positive, so negative 6 times negative 2 will equal 12, and 5 times 1 equals 5. And now we reduce. 12 divided by 5, 2 times, 2 left over, so our solution is 2 and 2 over 5. Okay, let's take a look at example number 2. In example 2, we have 1/3 divided by, let's make this mixed number improper. We have negative 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So we have 8 over 3. Now we can rewrite this as 1/3 times negative 3 over 8. We can cross-reduce our 3's to make this 1, and this is negative 1. So our numerator is 1 times negative 1, and our denominator is 1 times 8. Our final answer is negative 1, signs are different, over 8. Okay, let's go to the next page. For number 1, please complete the question on your own, and we will go over this in class on the next day. So how is multiplying and dividing rational numbers similar? Here's the key word, similar to multiplying and dividing integers. And here I'm looking for a writing answer. Numbers 2 through 5, let's find the reciprocal. This would be negative 5 over 2. Right now it's negative 3 over 1, so this would be negative 1 over 3. For the next one, we have 9 over 16. Sorry. Over 16. And for this last one, we first need to make it improper. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So currently I have negative 7 over 3, and the reciprocal is negative 3 over 7. Okay, for 6 and 7, why don't you guys take a minute to solve, and I'll show you the solutions. So now would be a good time to pause. Number 6, we're going to take 8 and 1600ths and divide it by 2 and 7200ths. So off in the margin, I took 272 and I times it by 1, 2, and 3. So what I'm going to do first is make sure that my divisor is a whole number. In order to do that, I need to move the decimal point twice to the right. So since I moved this decimal twice to the right, I must also move this one twice to the right. So I know I've shown you this in class, but I do like to clean up my problem and rewrite it. So I have 816 being divided by 272. And if I take a look at my scrapbook that I did here on the right, I know that the solution is 3 with a remainder of 0. And I also know that a negative divided by a negative equals positive 3. Let's take a look at the last example. going to take 1 1/2 and divide it by negative 1/4. So let's make these improper. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3 over 2 times the reciprocal. Okay, I know the numbers are small, cross-reducing is not a big issue, but 2 and negative 4 share a factor of 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 1, and negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So my numerators. Alright, so we want to finish writing our numerators as 3 times negative 2 over 1 times 1. So that gives us negative 6 over 1, or negative 6. Congratulations, you've reached the end of video 2.3 part D. Please be sure you complete your online assessment.